All right, here we go. I am here at the airport. I'm actually in St. Louis Airport at the moment. Shout out to St. Louis. But I wanted to continue on this path of as we're preparing for a gig. So this is somewhat intentional that I'm here on the road. I don't need to be in my studio. I don't need to be in front of a bunch of DJ equipment. I can literally be doing this from wherever I am. I'm literally set up here in the airport waiting for this flight. And I've now got the opportunity to take the next step, which is I need to map these songs out. So come on into my screen and you'll see here that I've got the playlist that I started to put together. I'm gonna go ahead and load up Dreamers first, and we're gonna go ahead and map this out. So a couple quick things. I am going to turn on Quantize, this little cue that's here. I'm doing this inside of Serato DJ Pro, but you can map inside of your favorite DJ software, so it doesn't need to be inside of Serato. For those of you who are on Rekordbox or on Algorithm DJ or on Virtual DJ, this would apply just the same. But let's go ahead and start here. So, and by the way, if you want a more detailed look into how I do my mapping, make sure to check out this video here. Okay, but don't go there yet. Stick with me here. Let's go through this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the first hot cue. Let me turn it down a little bit. It's a little bit loud. Okay, I'm gonna set another hot cue there. I'll explain why in just a moment. So you've got, this is all a part of the instrumental intro. Okay. By the way, I just deleted a flip, which I'll show you here in a minute. So this feels like a chorus, but it also feels like it's building to a certain point. That feels like it's now come in. So let's see where this goes. Now I'm watching the waveform, also watching the grid. That's the real high point, right here. This is the real high point. So this is what everything was building to get to that point right here. So I need to know how long this was. So that was 4 bars, keeps going. So I'm gonna guess it's a total of 8 bars here. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop right there for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and start changing the colors. I'm gonna make this red because this is my mix point. That whole section, that 8 bars, that's the last thing that you're gonna hear as I'm then gonna transition to the new song. While that's happening, I'm also going to layer an instrumental intro of the next song underneath that section, right? So I need to know how long the section length is. So that's 8 bars. Now this one that I marked off, this is still a part of the chorus. You can consider this a part of the hook, but this is still building. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete it. We don't need that. And then let's go back here. This is instrumental. This is 4 bars. So I'm gonna call that just halfway through. I do it divided by 2. Great, this is the way I do it. So now I already know, now I know how to get into the song. Got an 8-bar instrumental in, and now I found one way to get out of the song, which is this 8-bar mix point that's there. But let's keep going, because what if I am playing this song and I want to play it out a little bit longer? In fact, for the gig that we're preparing for in this case, this is meant to be the song I'm anchoring around. So I probably want to let it play a little bit longer. So let's skip forward a little bit here. Let's get back to kind of where we were, and let's pick up and continue to map. New verse. This sounds like Jason Derulo. I don't know if it is or not, but it sounds like him. Okay, it's the verse. Still part of the verse. Okay, starts to get into the hook. I set a hot cue there. I'm probably not gonna use it though. I'm gonna delete it. Again, now it feels like we're building again. Or it feels like we're going up the roller coaster. Okay. Again, we could use this part, but it looks like that's gonna be 8 bars, and then here comes to the next level here. Same section as the other one, same section of the mix point. So that's 4 bars, and then another 4 bars here. So we got a total of 8 bars. And change. Okay, so I'm gonna make that red. And then I think at this point, I'm gonna pick back up here. Here we go. Now you're gonna see the same pattern. The same pattern is it's 8 bars and then another 8 bars. So it's a total of 16 bars. I could mark it off as a full 16. In this case, I'm gonna do just 8 and 8. So here, another one here. Get rid of that one. My guess here is on 97 that this is gonna be instrumental. Yeah. And this looks like it's 8 bars of instrumental, which I could stop it there. It is 8 bars of instrumental. I'm gonna change this to red. I'm gonna call this instrumental. So we now know that we've got these different sections. That's it. We've done it. We've mapped out the song. It didn't take us very long at all. I mean, I was even stopping and pausing. Normally when I would do this, I wouldn't even listen to the full song necessarily. I would just kind of skip ahead to the parts based on the waveform, based off of what I'm seeing. I would skip ahead to be able to set those points. This really should take me, this is a song that is, how long is this song? It's 3 minutes and 37 seconds. This probably, realistically, real time for me to map would take no longer than 5 minutes. Generally, like now at this point, after having mapped thousands of songs, I could probably map this in 2 minutes or less, right? But this is an important part of the process. We need to map the songs. We need to know how long these sections are. It'll give us so much more confidence when we're playing live to know how to get in and out of the song. So now that I've got that, now I've got it forever. I don't need to do it ever again. But I deleted a flip, and I want to show this to you as like a quick little bonus here. So let's say, because all of these sections here, those are all the same. So what if I wanted a version of the song that was a shorter version of the song? So it went from, instead of this mix point, it jumped all the way to this mix point, and then it gave me an instrumental out. Structurally, that would be helpful. Now I could do this live by hitting a hot cue, but there's a really cool feature inside of Serato DJ Pro if you have an expansion pack. So if you have Serato DJ Suite, you actually will have access to this thing called Flip. It's a feature called Flip. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on Flip real quick. I'm gonna show you how we do this. In this case, I'm gonna back it up just a little bit. I'm gonna go 4 bars back. I'm gonna set another hot cue, just a temporary one. This is just temporary. The reason for this is because that will help trigger the flip automation. So think of flip like automation, like that's what it's doing. Okay, so check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and hit record. When this mix point hits on 29, I'm gonna skip to this other one. Here we go, listen. That's it. I'm gonna stop the recording and I'm gonna turn off the loop and I'm gonna save this. And this is gonna be my short version. That's it. So now check this out. So when I load the song, let's load another song and load a song. Now if I have the flip on, watch what happens. So I backed it up a little bit. So you'll see that purple line, that's indicating now the flip. Watch what happens here. So now I'm in the flip, that was that blue point that I hit, and now watch this switch. That's it. And now it's gonna ride out to the rest of the song. That's pretty cool, right? So, like making an edit, however, this is not permanent. I mean, it is inside of Serato, but it's not like taking this into Ableton or another program like this and making another track. This is still the same MP3, except now I have a version of it that's a short version. So you can make as many, I think you can make up to 6 flips inside per track, which is great because this also doesn't take up much space. So I'm not now creating another version to have another MP3. It's the same MP3, except now I have a version that's shorter. So, you know, should you do flips for every single song? Probably not. It does still take a little bit of time, but you saw this, it just a couple minutes, like 1 minute, I was able to make that. You have to have a vision though for what it is that you're trying to create first, and that's a whole other thing. Maybe in a future video we'll talk about edits and how to make DJ edits. That's probably a good one. In fact, put in the comments if you want us to make a video all about how to make DJ edits and how to make DJ edits quick. on the go at airports or in the back of Ubers or anything like that, right? So I hope that you found this helpful. This was the next step that we needed to take, was to start to map out the songs. And what I would now do is I would go through the rest of these tracks and I'd start to set up hot cues and map out the rest of the songs in this set so that I'm fully prepared for the gig. I'm not necessarily going to figure out the order in which I'm going to play these songs, but I'm just going to figure out how do I get in and how do I get out of every song. This is part 2 of our process in preparing for the gig. We've got part 3 on the way, so if you're ready for part 3, also put that in the comments that you're ready for part 3, and we'll make sure to record part 3, to be able to give that to you so that you can keep going along this series. Hopefully this is helping you out there. Also let us know in the comments if this is helpful for you, and we'll see you soon. I gotta go get you my flight.